Coming up on ATV News.
Trouble parking in Logan? The solution could be at your fingertips.
There's one person behind all this dancing and laughter. We'll show you who it is.
Have an idea for a business? Find out if Logan would be the place to start it. Last night, the Aggies beat Fresno State. I'll tell you what they got from it in sports.
Groundhog Day predicted in early spring, but we'll tell you why that isn't the case for this week in weather.
All that and more, this is ATV News.
I don't know where he's shot. He's bleeding.
Has your been shot?
No, my ex, because he had threatened to kill my...
Your ex was shot.
Police responded to this shooting call near Riverbend Road early Friday morning.
Welcome to Aggie TV News. I'm Michael Kay.
And I'm Ayana Likens. Police are still investigating the shooting. Officers found Dylan Millian with a gunshot wound. Medics say he was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say that Millian is the ex-boyfriend of the woman who made the call. The woman's current boyfriend admitted to shooting him.
We don't have a lot of shootings in Logan. Fortunately, this is not a very common event, so very tragic incident right now.
Police have not made an arrest. Budge says that 4 young children were inside the apartment during the time of the shooting. Police took them to Children's Justice Center.
A Rich County deputy is in serious condition after a semi hit him.
Nothing so important.
Utah Highway Patrol says this semi didn't make the curve in Laketown Canyon. They say the semi hit a Rich County deputy who was directing traffic away from a different crash, just past the curve. UHP says the driver of the semi has minor injuries. They also say to slow down and drive more cautious.
Nothing so important that you need to go this fast in these conditions, especially driving a semi.
UHP asks that you check to make sure that your vehicle is prepared for this type of weather.
With Governor Gary Herbert asking for a $200 million tax cut, Utah teachers were at the Capitol asking for a different use of tax dollars. Our Josh Witzel was in Salt Lake for the rally. Hi, Josh.
Hi, Ayana. Teachers asked legislators to use surplus money to invest in education. I attended the press conference and spoke to a teacher.
We are calling for an investment of more than $2 billion to do some pretty bold things.
Teachers say Utah's tax structure can't support a quality education for students. The Utah Education Association says they want to reduce classroom size and raise teacher salaries to the national average. Utah teachers waited outside the Senate chambers for their representatives to ask for education money. Alpine School District teacher Sydney Miles says she is here to fight for teachers and students.
Please understand that we are not here to just complain about our salaries. We are here to help your students, your kids, and your homes, and we love them with all of our hearts. We wouldn't do this if we didn't.
According to the National Center for Education Statistics, in 2016, Utah spent 3 times less money per student than New York. Reporting live in the newsroom, Josh Witzel, ATV News.
Thank you, Josh.
Have you ever been frustrated about parking in Logan? Logan City Police has a new system to voice those complaints. ATV's Bobby Russell shows you how to do it.
Parking in lots like this, and residential areas like this. Logan police are using social media for people to address complaints and concerns.
Parking is a big issue here in Logan for a reason. You know, it is hard. There's a lot of people living within 18.5 square miles.
If you have complaints about how cars like this are parked or parking complaints in general, use the hashtag AskLCPD. Officers say this online option lets them educate the public about parking policies.
Whatever questions people have is what we will move to respond to completely as much as we can.
Bobby Russell, ATV News.
Logan police say another way to send complaints or questions is to email them at asklcpd@loganutah.org.
You may have not enjoyed school lunches growing up, but a new policy could change what children eat. ATV's Zachary Aedo shows you what changes are being made and whether the policy is good for childhood development.
These cooks are making lunch. Grains, meat, dairy, and lots of fruit are on the menu. But a new policy is changing these numbers.
We know that guidelines will continue to change and evolve to help best meet the needs of the students.
The new rules by the Department of Agriculture are allowing schools to offer flavored, low-fat milk, requiring that only half of the weekly grains in the school menu be whole grain rich, and giving more time for gradual sodium reduction. There are some benefits.
We're on the right path to reducing food waste. Nobody likes being told to do something, and so hopefully we're saying here's something that's better and something that you like.
But also potential drawbacks.
The Centers for Disease Control recommend that children in K through 12 consume less than 2.3 grams of sodium a day. But according to the National School Lunch Program, kids taking more than half of the limit in the average school lunch, and the rule could make it worse.
Allowing sodium to be at higher levels in food continues to train salt seeking, which means that when they actually get to the danger zone of being 40 and above, like I am, they're already trained to want salt in their food.
The CDC says too much sodium increases your risk of heart disease and stroke, which causes 1 in 4 deaths every year in the US. However, nutritionists say they can help children with their eating habits.
And we can help you to form a healthy environment for your children so that school lunch is not a shock for them.
Zachary Aedo, ATV News.
The CDC recommend that you eat a variety of foods and exercise regularly to stay healthy. And Corinne LaRue will be telling us about this week's weather after the break. How's it looking out there, Corinne?
It's looking like a lot of snow outside. Current temperatures are 28 degrees in Logan right now.
Does college ever stress you out? There's a resource on campus that could help you de-stress.
Did you get riled up about the Super Bowl? Find out if this fan's blood pressure rose during the big game.
In Utah, 1 in 8 women and 1 in 50 men will be raped. Also in Utah, 1 in 3 women will experience sexual violence. Of the completed and attempted rapes against college women, less than 5% will actually be reported. Sexual assault should not be a part of the college experience. Always get consent.
Consent for sexual activity is enthusiastic.
Consent is sober.
Consent is non-coerced.
Consent is verbal.
Consent is mutual.
If you or someone you know has experienced sexual assault, report it at reportingsa.usu.edu.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
A group of engineering students at Utah State has designed and programmed an innovative remote-controlled submarine. USUB is fully student-run. They designed and built the parts from the ground up and are always working to improve the submarine software and capabilities. These students show that computer science is more than just typing on keyboards. Dive right into engineering with USub.
All right, welcome back and thank you for sticking with us. I have some very chilly weather for you guys. These are pictures taken down in Salt Lake where you can see very clearly there is snow everywhere and lots of it. Universities were shut down, such as the Salt Lake Community College, as well as the University of Utah, and they actually were shut down for classes all day today, as well as high schools and middle schools and school districts down in Salt Lake County. And we'll go down to our national weather for you. All right, as you guys can see, that weather that we were talking about last week is clearly moving through the Midwest now, and this huge cell that is just sweeping across the eastern United States is coming right towards just the eastern coast. And it's a lot of weight in there. That's a lot of movement, a lot of cold, and it's kind of hammered a lot of people in the Midwest, but now it's coming for the East Coasters. And they saw what happened in the Midwest, so I hope that they can become prepared. But let's check it out over in Utah. We've got a lot of movement that is coming right towards northern Utah. I'm gonna step back here and give you a clearer view. Southern Utah, there's little movement, but once you get Provo and above, all the way up to Logan and kind of up into Idaho, as you can see, there's just a nice solid cell that's coming right for the I-15 and all the big cities that are right along it. So please watch out and be very careful when you are traveling to work or commuting on the I-15. I got another graphic to show you of our state, which is a lot of color here. You can see that from Logan all the way down into the Lehigh area. It's just a huge winter storm warning. Even down, you can see towards the I-15 into the south of Utah is also just a huge winter storm warning as well. And so be very careful. Make sure that you're prepared in your car and all that good stuff. So I'm going to give you the 7-day forecast now. All right, perfect. So Wednesday, 27 degrees. Beforehand, I had said it was 28 degrees, so around that area. We've got snow all day today with a low of 11 degrees. However, tomorrow, though it's going to be sunny, we're not expecting so much snow. 24 degrees is a high. The low is actually 3, so it might get a little chillier tomorrow. Friday, same thing. Not such a low temperature, but in your 20s, high 20s, and sunny. Then Saturday, all through Monday, is just expecting snow, and Tuesday, we're going to have some sun. And so just kind of batten down the hatches and get ready for some snow through the weekend. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Corinne. Do you have an idea for a business or wonder how easy or hard it might be to start one? Well, ATV's Christy Auken has the answers.
A trip to downtown Logan, and you will see the sidewalks are lined with storefronts of small businesses, from clothing shops, tattoo parlors, to restaurants. But what makes Logan a good or not so good place to start a small business? Here at Logan Small Business Development Center, anyone can find out the answer.
Logan is interesting because of just how quickly it's growing. Cache Valley as an area is growing very quickly, and that translates to a lot of small businesses.
College students are a part of that growth. Utah State has over 18,000 students, which accounts for 35% of Logan's population, which Hall says is a challenge for small businesses.
Sometimes it's very hard to plan and adapt for the tastes of college students.
Stacked Pancake owner Adam Brown sees this as a skill business owners need.
Preferences are changing. Your product may be really good for that moment in time, but people's interests change, and if you can adapt to that with them, then I absolutely think that an entrepreneur or a company will fail.
Besides changing taste, what do you do when you get competition? Here in Logan, just steps apart from each other, are 3 breakfast-themed restaurants: the Waffle Iron, the Creperie, and around the corner, Stacked Pancakes. The Small Business Development Center's advice is to find a niche, or something that can set your business apart from the competition. And at Stacked, pancakes are their niche.
When I first had the idea, I thought, it's a risky idea because we do pancakes. We do one thing, and we wanted to do that one thing well.
As for the competition, Brown says,
I think waffle iron is competition because they can both be considered breakfast foods, but I don't think the waffle iron is competition because we're making a different type of breakfast food. So it's kind of a little of each side.
back at the Small Business Development Center, they say a marketing strategy can separate your business from competition.
First of all, it's 2018. Everybody needs a website. No matter how big, no matter how small, no matter what you're selling or providing, everybody needs a website.
And that social media is another obvious place to have your business.
Pretty safe strategy, no matter what your business, is going to be social media. Everyone expects you to have it. Everyone wants you to have it.
Christy Ocken, ATV News.
Does college ever stress you out? The Academic Success Center holds workshops weekly to help students find ways to manage and cope with stress. Students shared what stresses them out. A speaker talked about coping skills that can be used to combat that. One coping skill that all students can do is to talk about what is stressing them out.
Whether it's a family member, a significant other, or just a friend or a roommate, be sure to talk with them.
The workshop concluded with a mindfulness exercise to help calm the mind. The next workshop will be on February 12th.
Did you attend Traditions Week? Ariana Piper tells you about the person behind all the planning.
And this is all I do. Working with Lexi Jex is
so much fun to make sure that you're having fun, but you're also working hard and getting a good learning experience.
She's really good at delegating and making sure that everybody has a responsibility.
Lexi has been involved in student events at USU since her freshman year. This is her first year as Traditions Director.
Student events has prepared me to be Traditions Director in that I've been to all these different types of events and I've seen what students like.
Lexi spends up to 10 hours a week in this office planning events for the students.
My secret to successful events is planning every single detail down to the nail.
Out of the 5 events, High Stakes Bingo and the Throwback Dance are 2 of the most attended events of Traditions Week.
My favorite Traditions event is High Stakes Bingo. The energy in that room is insane, and it totally represents what it means to be an Aggie.
My favorite event of Traditions Week is the Throwback Dance. I just love how all the students can dress however they want to.
Lexi says posting on social media got more people out to the events.
I make sure my committee members are getting it out to their friends, like on their personal accounts.
The committee tried something new this year, handing out flyers.
We handed out flyers in our classes to people, and that really sparked interest.
Committee members say that Lexi not only plans successful events, but she's a great leader.
Lexi puts a great spin on the events and that she really cares about every student at Utah State.
She also makes sure that everybody on the committee is included and has a job to do.
Ariana Piper, ATV News.
The Traditions Committee's next event is 2019 Robin Awards on April 13th.
Did your heart break a little after the Super Bowl, or did you run around with joy? I monitored a Rams fan's blood pressure throughout the game to see if it affected him. This group of fans are reacting to the Patriots scoring in the Super Bowl. We monitored this Rams fan's blood pressure throughout the game, and it lowered as the game went on. He started the game with 140/90. At the end of the first quarter, 127/92. And in the second quarter, he was at 119/89. The third quarter, 119/60, and he ended the game with 119/60. He says he thinks it lowered because of how slow paced the game was.
As the game went on, that the chances of my team pulling through and being able to get that win were just decreasing over time.
Please keep in mind that an ATV reporter did this experiment and it was not a medical experiment. Well, I don't know about you guys, but during that halftime show, my blood pressure rose a little bit. I love Maroon 5.
It's been a bit since I last heard of them.
Yeah? Well, Paige, Paige, geez. Caitlin, I'm sorry. What's going on with the Patriots?
So the Patriots tied for a Super Bowl record. I'll show you what record it was in sports.
These students are celebrating, but not because of a Super Bowl win.
It's more than coffee that keeps people coming to these places.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning. 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash? 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
I thought the key was really transition defense and rebounding, because they're a great rebounding team.
UNLV's Chris. Sorry guys, looks like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties here. We should be in a VO. UNLV's Chris Clyburn goes in for a shot, rebounding BYU. Rebounded by USU's Quinn Taylor, who had 6 rebounds in the game. Aggies turning defense into offense as they move down the court. USU playing good team ball as they set up their offense. Taylor passes Merrill, who finishes the layup with a foul. That was USU's men's basketball team in their game against UNLV Saturday. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Caitlin Rindles-Baker, and this is ATV Sports. Now let's take another look at the men's basketball team. UNLV's Chris Clyburn shoots an air ball, and USU's Sam Merrill recovers the ball and passes down the court to Quinn Taylor, who finishes the layup around the defense, scoring 2 of his 9 points of the night. USU's Terrion Knight passes off to Diogo Brito, who bounces it to Dwayne Brown Jr. for another basket. Aggies win this one 82-65. USU's men's basketball team was tied for second in the conference with Fresno State. That all changed last night. USU played Fresno State at Fresno. Utah State came away with the win, dropping Fresno into 3rd place in the conference. Utah State's men's tennis faced BYU on Thursday, looking to extend their winning streak against the Cougars to 5 straight matches. BYU took a quick lead, winning doubles, but singles were more evenly matched. Here's freshman Isaac Arevalo in the number 1 court. He lost his match against senior Sean Hill in 2 sets. With things tied 3-3, it was up to junior Duro Opacic to break the deadlock. However, the serve didn't quite make it into the opposite box, and Opacic, along with his team, were not happy with the call. He didn't recover from his serving woes, giving up this fault to the Cougars. BYU won 4-3, snapping the Aggies' streak. The women's basketball team played UNLV in Las Vegas Saturday, losing 77-56. They will be playing tonight against Fresno State at the Spectrum. The New England Patriots and the Los Angeles Rams played in the Super Bowl Sunday. The Patriots walked away with the win, scoring 13 points to the Rams' 3. According to Statista, this win tied the Patriots with the Pittsburgh Steelers for the most Super Bowls won by an NFL team, with each team winning 6 games. However, Statista shows that the Patriots have been to 11 Super Bowls, while the Steelers have only been to 8, leaving the Patriots as the record holder for most appearances in the Super Bowl. Meanwhile, the Rams have only been to the Super Bowl 4 times and have won once. You're caught up on Cache Valley Sports. Thanks for joining us. Back to you, Ayana.
Thanks, Caitlin. 2019 is the year of the pig. The USU Chinese program put on the 10th annual Chinese New Year show to celebrate. The show began with a lion dance, which USU Chinese language class performed. There was singing, dancing, and skits, all performed in a Chinese language. Students practiced for a month to perfect their performances and to show respect for the Chinese culture.
A lot of the Chinese staff, our professors and things like that, this holiday means a lot to them. I mean, it's the equivalent of Christmas or Thanksgiving.
The Cedar Ridge Elementary first grade Chinese class closed the show with a song.
Whether it's snowing or 80 degrees, you can find something to do in the outdoors in Utah. ATV's Caitlin Rillisbaker found out how you can get involved in different Utah outdoor activities, whether or not you are a student.
Utah is known for the many activities that you can do, like snowboarding, biking, climbing, rafting, or any of the other outdoor activities available. With the USU outdoor programs, you can rent the gear you need for those activities, and even find trips that you can go on in groups.
I wish students at USU understood the opportunity that awaits them over here at the outdoor program.
We do everything from, multi-day rafting equipment to just skis and bikes and, things like that.
We run really cheap trips, we have really affordable rentals, and all of this is set up for them. Their student fees pay for it.
According to Gallagher, cheap rentals aren't the only reason to stop into the outdoor program's shop.
We're probably the most complete rental shop in north of Ogden for outdoor equipment.
Whether you need a break from the office or the classroom, this is one way for you to get away, even if it's only for a day. Willie says if you want to learn a new skill, the outdoor programs have trips available for students and non-students. You can learn to use the equipment that they have for rent to better your future trips.
It's a really good way for them to get familiar with the local surroundings and then to take any skills that they learn on trips to apply later in life.
Caitlin Rundless-Baker, ATV News.
The outdoor program shop is open Monday through Saturday.
You might go to the library to focus on assignments, but they have some new hub to finish their work.
Cafes used to be a place where you would go to get coffee and maybe read the paper. Now that most cafes have Wi-Fi, they can be so crowded you can't find a seat. People of all ages bring their work to coffee shops. And for some, this is their main office.
It's different than the library. I don't feel as stressed. For me, I find that these places are the best place to focus.
So you can come to a cafe like this, grab a cup of coffee, and get that extra energy you might need to start on your work. But students come here for more than just a caffeine kick.
When you're running back and forth between classes, it's a good time to get food because you don't want to starve throughout the day. It is nice to have multiple things available to you at one time.
Students like John Stone say being able to focus on their work while taking a break to eat is important because
we are very busy.
Cafe Ibis went 2 years without Wi-Fi, but now it's finally back.
We clearly noticed that there are less students in here.
Wilson says people of all ages are happy the Wi-Fi is back and that
this is something that we've wanted to do for a while.
Cassandra Solarte, ATV News.
Cafe Ibis encourages everyone to come and use their Wi-Fi.
And that's all for today's show. Like and share our Facebook page for more content like this.
We'll leave you with some shots of the ceramic cup sale.
I tried Oxy at a couple of parties. I thought I had it under control. I didn't know it'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.